Yes, indeed. Welcome to the Friday edition of Liberty Lunch Break, the topic du jour from Off the Wire. I am your host, Noel Olin, a.k.a. the Cajun Libertarian. I don't know why I had this on the same setting for yesterday's show. And now all of a sudden my forehead's glaring. Let me turn that down a bit. All right. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. I hope that you had an absolutely fantastic week. And I bid you good blessings for your weekend. Yes, indeed. So what is the topic du jour? Washington bill to allow medical transgender interventions on minors without parental consent. And we have a second one following along the same lines because I can't leave you with a weekend on such an absolutely disgusting and horrifically evil government action in Washington. So, but following along the same lines of this stupidity, men look more masculine. I want you to hear that now. Men look more masculine when they wear makeup, study shows. But we are going to debunk that with their own article. So that's going to be fun. Before we get started, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the notifications bell so that every time I go live, you will know about it and you won't miss an episode. You get to hang out with me and all of us together collectively as we all make this show better every single day. Don't forget to follow me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Basically everywhere you get your podcast, and leave me a 5-star review. Please, please, please like the show, share it with your friends, and subscribe, especially this show for you in Washington. Wednesday, I did a show for Kentuckians. Share that show with your friends in Kentucky. Get that bill smashed and just crushed. Yesterday, I did a show. The Thursday lunch show was a show I did in Tennessee. Get that bill smashed. Get it crushed. Washington, here's your turn. But before we get started, yes. Got a couple of videos. First one up, you know it. It's your favorite tiny segment within these tiny segments. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. Just incredible. And here we go. Dude just announces 2024 campaign. He can't even walk across the lawn without looking like he's about to die. How is he going to make it through the next 2 years of presidency? Much less 4. I should have saved a video from Diversity Hire Karen Jean Pair where she didn't. I'll show it another day. Next time I do the guy gives me so much content. I can do one of these almost every day. I basically do. And now we've introduced a new segment yesterday called what did I title it? Give me 1 second. It's groundbreaking philosophical takes from Kamala Harris. So just between those two segments within these segments, I could have that content out every day. It's quite remarkable. But I do actually have a clip from Karen Jean Pair because Diversity Hire, specifically Karen Jean Pair, directly related to this nonsense. Let's watch.
What's going on? All right, happy Tuesday. So this week is Lesbian Visibility Week, and as the first openly queer person to hold the position of press secretary for the President of the United States, I see every day how important visibility and representation are. Today I'm honored to welcome the cast of The L Word and Generation Q, 2 Showtime series that chronicle the friendship, the love, the challenges, and the triumphs of strong, funny, and resilient queer women. What's going on?
Valid question. Diversity Hire Karen Jean Pair. What is going on? Well, I'll tell you. World War III, the collapse of the dollar, the collapse of the banking system, we're ruining the children of this country, as we're about to go through here, and you're focused on people's junk. This is the most regressive Neanderthal garbage that I don't think I could come up with another example. I mean, honestly, your entire focus is on where people put their junk is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And the fact that you label yourself, you identify yourself by where you put your junk is so stupid. Do you not have any purpose in life? That's your entire existence. Let's get into it. Washington bill to allow medical trans interventions on minors without parental consent, from the New York Post, April 17th. A Washington state bill that would strip parents' rights to intervene on their kids' medical care in certain circumstances passed the House Wednesday, clearing its pathway to be signed by Governor Jay Inslee. Quote, an act relating to supporting youth, or Senate bill, that should say our New York Post. What? Come on, man. I found that typo every time. An act relating to supporting youth. Our Senate Bill 5599 for Washington, SB 5599, allows host homes for runaway youth, quote, to house youth without parental permission. Kidnapping. Full stop. I missed my desk. Kidnapping. State-sponsored kidnapping. This is the world we're headed to. You know what else Washington does? They have some of the worst gun laws in the country. Get out of these states. Furthermore, the host homes do not need to notify parents about where their kids are or if they are getting medical interventions. Quote, if there is a compelling reason not to, which includes a youth seeking protected health services, the euphemisms, this is evil. The protected health services, excuse me, included gender-affirming care, euphemism, that's not what it is. It's child mutilation and it's sterilization. Okay, now in instances where you have gender-affirming care involving mental health help, yes, that would be that. That would be care. For minors, which for minors included gender-affirming care, which for minors arbitrarily included anything prescribed by a doctor to treat dysphoria, the bill said. Anything. Quote, gender-affirming statement can be prescribed by two-spirit, transgender, non-binary, and other gender-diverse individuals, the bill stated. This is so stupid, and it's beyond two-spirit. It's beyond ridiculous. For minors, affirming care typically included puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries. Oh, but I was specifically told by the regressives of this country, those evil morons, that this wasn't happening to minors. Well, guess what their favorite game is? They like to play. They're about to play it for you, and you guessed it. That's not happening. Oh, well, here's the proof that it is. Yeah, but that's a good thing. Every time. Instead of contacting parents, shelters can contact the Washington Department of Children, Youth, and Families, DCYF, instead. Another compelling reason not to notify parents about kids staying in a host home was circumstances that indicate notifying the parent or legal guardian will subject the minor to abuse or neglect. Arbitrary words. They'll define abuse as, I love you and I don't want you doing this. It's not healthy for you. They will define that as abuse and neglect. So basically anything. That's why they make up the arbitrary etymological guidelines, right? They use ambiguous terms like that right there, abuse or neglect, which cannot be defined. They'll just define it as they want to on a whim. That's why they play these etymological games. Don't let them win. Stand your ground under no circumstances. Washington, this is up to you. This ain't happening where I live. And I can promise you, I personally would put it into it if I did, if it was. Now, I do have a bit of internet privilege. I have a large social media following and a very popular show. So that would help a lot, on my end. But I ain't even got to worry about it. I'm in deep red state. Although we went over two bills yesterday, or the bill yesterday and the bill the day before that. Deep red state's horrible. Just in a different arena. They're not kidnapping your children who are confused and need more than anyone the love of their parents and guidance. The bill was criticized by opponents for being child abuse. Yes, because that's what it is. The opposition said, according to the bill's text, quote, a parent's job is to protect their child. Yes. This bill strips parent of that ability. Yes. Gender is in your imagination. Yes. The bill legalizes the kidnapping of children. Yes. allows for the harboring of minors and segregates us from the union. Also, yes and yes. After it passed the House, it's already passed the House. You people are psychopaths. You psychopaths. And get out of these places immediately. Lost my spot. My bad. After it passed the House, Democratic State Rep Tana Sin, who supported the bill, said, quote, I am saying tonight to them that I see you, that I affirm you, that I hear you, that I love you, according to Town Hall. Blatant lies. You don't love these people at all. You're just an evil, warmongering, power-hungry psychopath wanting to kidnap people's children because you smooth-brained idiots aren't having them. And then when you do this to them. So you have to recruit to maintain this sick and evil and vile ideology. Because you're not reproducing. And this is what you do when they do. This is what they do when they do reproduce. Other states, such as California, are considering legalization that would restrict parents' rights. Some critics have accused a bill of state-sanctioned kidnapping. That's quote unquote, yes, full stop. That's what it is. In March, California introduced a bill currently being reviewed by the state Senate. Students to be admitted into a group home without parental consent with approval from school counselors. A counselor who testified against the bill said, quote, let me slow down. Sorry. I've been fussed at for talking and reading too fast. A counselor who testified against the bill said, quote, counselor who testified against the bill, right? Following the sentence, in March, California introduced a bill currently being reviewed in the state Senate. Students to be admitted into a group home without parental consent with approval from school counselors. A counselor who testified against the bill said, quote, it is apparent that one result of this bill will be the removal of trans-identified children. They don't exist, by the way, because they're kids and they have no idea what in the world they're doing. It is apparent that one result of this bill will be the removal of trans-identified children from the family home. In the dystopian nightmare we are in, if a parent doesn't use the child's chosen pronoun or name, they are labeled dangerous. Pamela Garfield Jager said in her testimony, according to the Daily Signal. Washington, Washington, Washington. You guys are in some deep water. You're in the thick of it now. I mean, think about what you would do as a parent if people showed up to literally, legally kidnap your children, or if they did it behind your back. They're saying this is legal behind the parents' back. They'll just snatch them out of the schools and kids are gone. What are you going to do then? Civil war. That's what this is. So, can't come to that. What you're going to have to do is get a hold of your people, your House, your Senate, your governor, anyone and everyone that you possibly can, and you crush this so that you don't have to worry about it. Or don't. And just leave. Personally, I would leave. But, to each their own. If you're going to stay there, fight. Senate Bill 5599. It's from New York Post, April 17th. Washington, you are in some trouble. All right, on a lighter note. Men look more masculine when they wear makeup, study shows. Note the word masculine. This is from Unilad, March 25th. It took me a while to get to it because I had more pressing issues, but here we are. This is kind of funny because they debunked themselves in their own freaking article. It's hilarious. The findings showed that the male faces were rated at being higher in attractiveness. First sentence, they debunked themselves. When presented as wearing makeup as well as having an increased perceived masculinity. Okay, all right. My bad. Let me jump ahead. I jumped ahead a bit. Stumbling my words there. Guess it's time to get the guy liner out in full force. I don't think so. The study, originally published in PLOS One, set out to examine whether the positive effect of makeup in regards to women can also be extended to male faces. To go about answering the question, researchers Carlota Beatrice and Hannah Robinson got together a group of 20 men who they photographed twice. Blah, blah, blah. First shot showed the individual without wearing makeup. Blah, blah, blah. Second was with them wearing makeup. Think a no makeup look. Blah, blah, blah. The makeup artist used a whole range of different cosmetics on the participants, such as concealer and powder. 200 participants were then asked, rate all 40 of the images on attractiveness. Attractiveness, not masculinity. Attractiveness. Totally different things. Completely different. Debunked themselves. Blah, 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 not wearing makeup. Previous studies have found that lower facial contrast makes faces seem more masculine. Nope. They do not say that whatsoever. The study noted additionally, bone structure in men affects perceptions of attractiveness. Again, we're not talking about attractiveness. We're talking about masculinity. Makeup in general. I mean, even men wear makeup on TV. This isn't new. Okay, but you're lying. Makeup does not make men seem more masculine in no concept or perception of any reality whatsoever. But it conceals some of the flaws, right? Like when I was a teenager and I've never struggled with acne, but when I did, I would wear the what you call it? It's like base or foundation. I don't know. I'm probably screwing it up. I don't know makeup, not a dude, right? But I would, or concealer. I don't know. But it's the tan stuff. Well, I have to have the tan stuff because I'm a very brown person. And you know, it's like basically just the color of your skin, the color blemishes, whatever that is. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. I've always called it foundation. I think that's what it is. Anyway, effectively, the use of makeup can make skin appear more even, allowing for a more healthy, youthful glow. It's everything but masculinity. Every time they mention masculinity, there's nothing to follow it up with. They say in one part of the article, they say influence bone structure to give men a more chiseled jawline. Okay. So there you have it. All right. So through all of that mess, we get down to the end. Headline: men look more masculine when they wear makeup, study shows. Not true. None of the studies show that. They say that the men look more attractive. Last sentence. So there you have it. According to this particular study, male faces are rated as being more attractive when wearing makeup compared to when they're not wearing makeup. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I don't care if you wear makeup or not. That's just silly. That's stupid and dumb. Just is. But you do you, boo-boo. I don't care. You know, if I ever get a TV show, I'm sure they'll make me wear makeup. So I really just don't care. But what a dumb article. Stop it. And what's funny too is like the pictures that they used in the Unilat article. If I'm not mistaken, go back and check it, and I will too. It was like really, really flagrant, over the top makeup, really gross. So, yeah, for me though.
How about no?
No, it is. And we'll leave it right there. Have a great weekend. I love each and every one of you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Lots of places where you can find your podcasts. So have a great weekend. Leave it right there. I'm out. Galatians 2:20. See you Monday.